What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Arsenal transfer news video update. Of course, here to give you the latest Arsenal transfer news every single day. We've got quite a lot to go through, so make sure you guys smash the like buttons up, leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe channel if you are new. We are about, I think, 40 subscribers away from 14,000. You can be the 14,000 subscriber. So anyone new watching, make sure you do subscribe for daily Arsenal content. But let's get into the news today. What's going on with Arsenal? What's going on with Arsenal? Sorry, in terms of the incomings, but also the outgoings. I think are very important because this seems to be Arsenal's next step in terms of what's left to do in the window before we sign some more players. We've got to offload quite a few as well. And one player we're looking to offload is Fabio Vieira. Um, David Ornstein reporting yesterday that Stuttgart, the German side Stuttgart, are working on a deal to sign Fabio Vieira, have approached Arsenal of a permanent move. Agreement has yet to be reached, but talks are ongoing, with Arsenal likely to seek a respectable price for the player. Now, where we're at with this deal right now, Stuttgart's still trying to get this deal done, but according to German source Bild, Arsenal's demanding 30 million euros for Fabio Vieira, while Stuttgart is unwilling to pay more than 20 million euros. Quite frankly, Stuttgart may drop out the deal because they don't want to pay more than 20 million euros for a player like Fabio Vieira. Now, as much as I think we should be selling Fabio Vieira, it's time for the guy to move on. Um, we need to find elsewhere to get more money for this guy. We have to get more money for these players. 20 million euros, about what, it's like 50 million pounds is not enough. For me, it's good that we're demanding this amount of money. 30 million euros. We paid 35 mil for the guy. If you guys remember from Porto, this is good from Arsenal. We're demanding money for these players. I said this before. You guys know this as well. Arsenal at selling players. We are so bad at selling players. We have to get money for these players now, and I'm happy that we are demanding more money. There was talks of Palmer interested. I think a few Premier League clubs like West Ham looking at his situation as well. So yeah, I mean, Stuttgart unwilling to pay more than 20 million euros. Looks like they're gonna have to walk away from the deal. Fabio Vieira needs to move on for me. Something that's not worked out. Never really, let's just be honest with it. He's not going to work out at Arsenal, is he? Went on loan at Porto last season, probably about his level. That's where he signed him from. With all due respect, obviously the Portuguese league seems to suit him a lot more. I think he played a lot more better with Porto last season. So yeah, there's that there, guys. Fabio Vieira could be on his way out. Should be on his way out. I'm happy that we're demanding at least 30 mil euros for the guy. Another player that could be on their way out, which is, it's a bit controversial. It's a bit divided on Kiwior. But yeah, Kiwior enjoys his life at Arsenal. He's interested in exploring opportunities to join clubs where he would be regarded as a first choice player. Arsenal not in a hurry to move Kiwior on. This comes by Ghana blog today. So it's an interesting situation with Kiwior because it depends how you look at it. Depends how you look at it, really, guys. For me, I look at it this way with Kiwior. I think he surprised a lot of people, including myself, in terms of how well he played last season. That big Champions League game that he had against Real Madrid, both games actually, he had against Real Madrid, and the majority of the games last season, even minus that Real Madrid game, he really stepped up and he looked a very, very well established and solid centre back cover um, when Gabriel got injured. And overall, I wouldn't be against keeping the guy at all, to be honest with you. Good cover. But at the same time, it's down to the player as well. We've got to respect this player's wishes. And if he wants to be regarded as a first team sort of, as a first choice player, not a backup, another club comes in for him. This is where you get the big money for Kiwior now. Okay, 40, 50 million minimal for Kiwior. And I'm saying it with a straight face because this we need to get better at selling these players. And Kiwior, we should be able to get at least 40 mil to 50 mil for Kiwior. It's no joke, people, because I'm seeing teams like Liverpool get over. Look how much Liverpool get for their players. Yeah, Quensa when he went to Leverkusen. Look at I think they sold that Van der Berg guy for like 25 million somehow. They're done it year in year out. Solanke, Origi, Jordan Ibe, like they somehow finesse money for these players. Chelsea do it as well. Look how much they finesse money for their players. We have to get better at selling these types of players. And if Kiwior has, if he does want to move on, and this is why we are getting the rumors about um, the Jacket guy coming in from Stade. Um, yeah, this is because Kiwior may move on. So we're looking, obviously, Mosquera's come in and Jacket's looking to come in as well. So this is probably, the reason because Kiwior could move on this summer. As I said, if we don't get anything more than 40 mil for the guy, um, I'd keep him. And I wouldn't mind keeping him anyway. But if a club comes in, because there is many Italian clubs in for him, I think it's actually Porto. Funny enough, Porto were actually they offered him an obligation deal. I think 27 million. And Arsenal rejects it, and rightly so. We rejected it, and this is Bert hopefully sitting there saying no. We're going to get big money for our players now. So it'd be interesting to see how this one does develop with Kiwior. Arsenal in no hurry, as it says there, to sell Kiwior. Right, let's get into the more exciting. Well, I say exciting incomings. Okay, we all love the incomings, right? But just quickly, actually, Jack Wilshere is coming back to Arsenal. He's returning. If you guys remember, he went to Norwich as a first team coach. He is now back, part of the under 21s team now. He'll be managing the youth setup. I think he was actually manager of under 18s, but now he's sort of stepping up to the 21s. So all the best to Jack Wilshere. Welcome back, Jack Wilshere. Always welcome, as we know, at Arsenal. Top player, top guy overall, isn't he? As well, loves the club. So big up to Jack Wilshere. Where do we go with? Right, let's talk about incomings, because what's next for us after these outgoings? Now, coming today by Football London reporting this about Lookman. That Arsenal considering entering the race for Adelomo Lookman as a cheaper alternative to Eberiche Eze. So as we know, I've been making quite a lot of videos on Eze, guys, and how the deal right now is sort of it's moving very slow at the moment. This is because Arsenal are looking to get rid of players first before we can go out for Eze. But an alternative that's been named is Adamola Lookman, a very very good player. Now, what his current situation is at is he's currently looking to leave Atalanta. They want £40 million for him. That's what they want. Inter is a team looking at Lookman the most. Inter's all struggling to get a deal done. Inter's all struggling to get a bid done and agree a fee with Lookman. There is a possibility for hijack there. Arsenal are considering entering the race to hijack Lookman from Inter. And for me, what I don't like is the end of the sentence. Why is it an alternative to Eze? Why don't we go and get both of them? Go and get Lookman on the left, get Eze in as well. I don't understand why we have to get one or the other. Because you get Lookman for 40 million, you get Eze for probably just over 60 million, right? You got an attacking midfielder coming in, and you've got a top left winner in Lookman. And Lookman is a top left winner. He's gone to Serie A, he's done his thing, he's ripped it up there. We also him in that Europa League final. He's had a phenomenal season for Atalanta, one of the best informed winners in Serie A last season. And yes, I think the big concern maybe is he's been in the Premier League before, Lookman. He's been at 3 different clubs: Fulham, Leicester, Everton. Didn't really work out there whatsoever. But he was more younger. Okay, he went to Serie A. He's the main guy, one of the main guys at Atalanta, and he's definitely developed his game. And I think he is ready to come back to the Premier League. And you can't have this thing where he flopped in the Premier League once because there's so many examples of players who've gone to different clubs and then in the Premier League, but they've gone elsewhere and they came back and they've done bits. So yeah, I'm not gonna look at that. Lookman will come in and is a massive upgrade on what we've got already. If we do go in for him, I wouldn't guarantee this, guys, because it is there's not that many. There's a few sources reporting it, but it's yeah. I still think he may go inside. If we're being, I don't see Arsenal going in for him. Hopefully they prove us wrong though. It should be this guy here, Eze, coming in as our final player, even though we do need more. And finally today, guys, on Rodrygo, one of Arsenal's targets at the start of the window. How are we doing with this one? Well, he's in love with Real Madrid. He'll be happy to stay and fight for his place, and he's not desperate to leave. However, if a top team arrives later and offers him an important contract to be their star, we'll see. But this is not the case so far. So Rodrygo has had a meeting with Alonso. He's happy to stay. He's not handing in a transfer request. Even it seems like even if Alonso has him on the bench next season, he's still happy to stay. Unless a top team arrives Real Madrid will offer him, and apparently there's been some offers going around. Arsenal have been offered Rodrygo. I think Liverpool going to be in there. There was talk about Tottenham, Tottenham putting in a bid. That's of course came out to be false. And I think the other one was like was it Bayern Munich or was it PSG? I presume it's PSG, not Bayern, because Bayern have got Diaz now. But maybe PSG was the other one. Arsenal are still struggling in terms of wages right now. If we were to, this is what sort of Holland they'll back is in terms of wages. He's on very high amount of wages. Arsenal's not willing to pay their wages for Rodrygo. This type of deal could wait. You know, for me, he if you put an offer down, you can convince him to come to Arsenal. It's quite clear. He says it at the bottom here. If a top team arrives, offers him an important contract to be their star, we would do that. He'll come in and be sort of the main guy at Arsenal. On the left wing, we can offer him that as well. Premier League, Arsenal Football Club, still obviously Champions League football, but that's not really going to matter. But Arsenal Football Club, yeah, you're going to be the main guy on the left wing. That is what we've got to do. We've got to, for me, put in the offer. I don't think it's gonna. I'm just speaking realistically, people. We should be doing this all day long. Go put the money down for Rodrygo. Go and put the money down for this guy. But I just don't see it happening. It's right now very unrealistic. Maybe it's a big maybe, but we're sort of we're in August, 5th of August, right? Still got just under a month to go until the window does shut. Maybe something could develop. You can never say never, but if we're being honest with it, people, Rodrygo, I don't think it will happen. I don't think it will happen. He's not desperate to leave. You know, it would have maybe changed if he came out and said, "Oh yeah, I want to leave." However, what can we do to get him? We can put down the offer. You can go and put down an offer for Rodrygo, offer him that you're going to be the main guy on the left wing for Arsenal, and it could convince him, and it probably will convince him as well. That's the only way this Rodrygo stuff will happen. If not, he stays at Real Madrid, people. That's where I look at it personally. But I'd love to hear you guys' opinions and thoughts on everything we did discuss today. I appreciate only watch the video and make sure you haven't already smashed like on the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.